everybody, I'm at my favorite big box store looking at bicycles, as I often do. And I recently saw an article where they talked about basically not buying bikes from big box stores, that the quality just wasn't there. He says a lot of the problem was that when you buy a bike from a big box store, you don't actually have a actual bike mechanic putting them together. And bikes often come from the manufacturer. They need a little bit of work on them. They need some tweaking at the very least after assembly. And you don't have someone with experience doing that, even if the bike quality itself is good. You don't have that extra little bit of experience putting it together, and so you might run into some problems. And if you do buy one there, you should probably take it to a mechanic to actually tweak it. Anyway, so I wanted to check the truthfulness of that. And so looking at these, the thing that jumps out to me right here is, man, this is the angle of that. That is pretty extreme. Usually you want to have it like 45 degree. The brake here, they're usually angled downward, like pretty much all the other ones there. See, angled down, angled down. Not at the same angle, but this one is a bit extreme there. But also, when you pull the brake, it's hitting the grip there, as is that one. So they are not properly adjusted. Ooh, okay. Same thing here. That one, I think this is the only one that I saw where the brakes were engaging where they should. See how it stops right there? You got a nice gap. And you're going to be able to actually brake. And additionally, they're stopping at about the same position on each side, which is not the case on some of the others here. Again, going all the way in. Not quite as much. Alright, so that one stops about where it should. That one stops pretty close, but not quite. So I'm seeing that a lot. That's like the main thing that I was seeing. Here is a grip shifter, which you'll see like mostly on kids' bikes or entry-level bikes. I don't like them. That's something I would definitely upgrade, but it's not the worst thing in the world. However, it says skillful. I don't know what that is, but that's not shifting at all. It's just loose. So that's not great. Something you also will see in a lot of entry-level bikes is this style of stem. So it has a couple of nuts here, and that's how you loosen this up, the handlebars, so you can replace this if you wanted to, or make adjustments for whatever reason. However, the other style, like this one, is like this, where it uses two, there's one here and one on the other side, where it clamps on that way. And with this style, you get, well, for one, it's a bit more versatile. There's a lot of different, so you can buy different sizes here. So this one's pretty long. On my bike, I like to get as short as I can because I'm short, stocky little arms and torso. So you can get a shorter one or a longer one at different angles, but they're really just compatible with this style. That one's also pretty long. If you go back to this one, you don't have nearly as much versatility. Also, look how skinny it is in comparison. It's just not as much bulk. It's just a better, nicer way of doing it. Something else here. I'm not sure if that's from someone screwing with it or what, but I'm guessing that's some kind of dust cover, but it's just not on there. I don't know if it'll flex on, so yeah. Let's see what else to look at here. The other thing is you can't test ride any of these bikes. Oh, I noticed this. So it doesn't seem like a big deal. Handlebars are facing this way. However, look at the wheel. So you're not even going to be able to get this out the store. It's not facing the right way. So that's going to have to be adjusted before you can even ride it. When you're picking out a bike, you have there's a lot of different things to look at. One of the things I was looking at the most here is the difference between whether they have these pull style of brakes or the disc brakes. Where are they? There's one with disc brakes. They were down here. Here we go. Here's one with disc brakes like that. They definitely look cool. And the benefit of disc brakes is that, so normally the brakes are on the rim, right? Or I shouldn't say normally, but most of the other bikes like that. So if you're riding in mud and dirt and all that sort of thing, and it gets dirty, your brakes are going to get contaminated. It can affect the way that you can brake. Not ideal if you're going to be on dirt roads and whatnot. So by going onto these discs like that, it's basically away from the dirt and mud, and so you got basically a cleaner braking surface. The disc brakes are nice. They usually cost a little bit more, a little bit, I shouldn't say harder to work on, just a little different to work on. And so that bike's kind of cool that it has it, but it's got that less expensive style of stem, which is a turn-off to me. I much rather have one that I can actually adjust. Oh, here's another example. That's kind of a weird shape compared to that one. Because like I said, I would rather have a shorter one here, so more versatility, which is why I like that better. These are calling themselves mountain bikes, but they're not really. This is dual suspension or full suspension. You got suspension here and suspension here. Doesn't say how much it is, but these are not real mountain bikes. You don't want to do jumps on these. You don't want to do any like real mountain biking or something like this. It's just truly not meant for that. It says right on the thing for unpaved paths and gravel trails. I would say these are more like trail bikes. The suspension is more decorative than anything else. This one down here, though, is the one that I like the most. It has Shimano components, these trigger style shifters. The brakes are adjusted. It's got the disc brakes, which I don't think is all that important for this style of bike. It's like a hybrid bike, like a nice little commuter bike. They're not wasting money on suspension. That's not really going to do anything. It just looks nice, and quality-wise, it visibly looks to be the nicer bike of the bunch. However, I believe I saw another one down there that was a different color. It was, I think, $389. At that price point, you might as well go to a bike shop. The benefit here is that these bikes should be cheaper. You know, there should be, I think the other ones I was looking at were maybe like $200 or $115. A lot of them don't have prices on them for some reason. The ones that I did see were around there, though. What else? Tires. So if you get a more aggressive tire, you're more likely going to be able to go on, you know, dirt and whatnot. So depending on what you're doing, that might be something to look at, opposed to this style. This is really just for concrete. You're not going to have much grip on gravel. This bike doesn't have any gears. Oh, no, I take it back. It does. I thought, oh, it was that one. This cruiser style of bike. This is going to be more comfortable to ride. Fun to decorate. You're not going to want to go on grass and dirt and stuff with it. It's just not meant for that. Since there are no gears or anything, it's going to be just a single speed. So if you're planning on going on a lot of hills, it might be difficult. You can't change gears. But it's got a nice wide comfy seat, in theory. Kind of a weird shape to it. And this style of handlebars, I'm doing a bad job with the camera. That's going to be a comfortable ride. So if you just want to cruise around, nothing too strenuous. That's like what do they call them, the slow rolls and whatnot. It'd be good for that. Again, not really for mountain biking. Not real mountain biking, doing the jumps and really tough terrain and trails. What else? I don't know. I think that's maybe it for now. Like I said, this one would be my choice if I were to buy one here. However, like I said, for like $500, you get an entry level at at an actual bike shop. So that's probably the way I'd go. And then you're going to have someone who has experience actually putting the bikes together. They've got the tools and resources to make sure everything's going to be good. They warranty them. A lot of times they'll give you like a free tune-up after the first year or something like that. You're not going to get all that here. So if you do decide to get one, at least have them give it a look over. Or have a bike shop give it a look over before you ride it. Hope that's helpful. And I'm really hot. I'm talking this much to this mask. Alright, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys in the next video.